Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Cozy Wines and Reads. Today I'm going to be reviewing a bottle of wine with you and giving my top 5 books and book series that I've read that I currently have here with me. I'm in the military, so a lot of the books that I have are actually back home. So these are the books that I have accumulated with my time being where I'm at right now. So first, the wine that we're drinking tonight is called Matsu. It's a Spanish wine with an Italian name. I picked it up yesterday. The Japanese word matsu, to wait, describes the essence of a sustainable viticulture project that combines the care for nature with biodynamic techniques. Pretty good. Have the glass already poured there. We'll go ahead and get this video started. Never done booktube before, so this is actually kind of new to me, and I'm really excited because booktube is a community that I always wanted to get a part of, to be a part of, because books are my favorite thing in the world. Reading is my favorite thing to do. It's like the best thing to me to do in my free time when I have free time. So like I said, top 5 books that I have read that I have here with me, or book series that I have with me. Growing up in high school and middle school and before I joined the military, I used to read a lot of young adult fiction. So a lot of the books that I'm going to talk about are young adult fiction because that's just what I was into. And I'm still into it. Sometimes it kind of gets embarrassing because I feel like I'm a grown man and I should expand my knowledge. So I'm trying to, and I'm trying to read books that don't fall in the young adult criteria. I'm reading a lot more, more fantasy that's not young adult related. I'm trying to broaden my horizon. I'm reading more self-help books too because everybody needs a little bit of knowledge. So the first book that I want to talk about is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Osman. Yeah, this is probably my number 1 favorite book. And if you've seen the movie Call Me By Your Name, I have the movie poster here. You can look at it. Yeah, because that's my movie. That's my movie. That's my book. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books, and it's one of my favorite movies. I actually watched the movie when it first came out, the day the Oscars were happening, and I saw that it was nominated for an Oscar, and I had never heard of it before. So I went to the movie theater by myself, all by my lonesome, and I went to go watch the movie. Sat there and I cried at the end of the movie like everybody else did, watching Elio and his little crying in credit scene. Went and watched the movie, cried. Thank God there was only 2 other people in the movie theater with me, or that would have been really awkward. As soon as the movie was over, I pulled around the parking lot because Barnes & Noble was right there, and I went and bought the book, and I read the book in 2 days. I love this book. I don't know, there's just something about LGBTQ literature that resonates with me. Obviously, being a gay man, you don't get this very often, so this was a really good book for me to read because it just helped me understand that there was more people out there like me. And I did. This isn't a young adult novel, obviously. I read this after I was already in the military, but this is definitely up there on my list of top 5 favorite books. Okay, next one is a book series, which I'm sure a lot of you on BookTube already know, or people who are interested in BookTube, or people who are avid readers already know. Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments series. I love this. This is literally it's my baby. She has a bunch of books within the Shadowhunter world, and they're all super good. I haven't read all of them, but they are all on my to be read. So my TBRs are all full of the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and I'm super excited to get into them deeper. This was the first book series that I got into in high school. Me and my now best friend, we were sitting in science class together, and I was reading the first book, and I think she was reading the second book, and I turned around and I looked at her. We didn't know each other at the time, and she was reading, and I was like, "Girl, what are you reading?" And then she showed me, and then I pulled my book out of my backpack, and literally been best friends ever since then. We bonded over the book, and now we're just super close. She actually gifted me this set for my birthday one year while I was over here, because I have the original copies back home, but she was like, "I know you love them." I haven't read these copies. They just stay in this case because I love them. And if you haven't read The Mortal Instruments, or you're curious about what it is, it's about a girl named Chloe Frey who realizes that she's part of this unknown world of shadow hunters. And shadow hunters are basically people who fight demons and try to protect the world from downworlders and those kind of creatures. And it's such a good book series. There's the romance, it's fantasy. The world that Cassandra Clare has created in this universe is so great. Like, I love it. I can't get enough of it. Obviously, again with the queer fiction, Magnus and Alec. Oh, so cute. I just can't. Like, I love them. Let's taste this wine. Like, what am I doing? Hopefully you're not drinking the wine I'm supposed to be drinking. So great. So weird. Oh, whoa. That's good. That's good wine. I'm not going anywhere after this video, so don't worry, I'm not drinking and driving. But, like, I kind of want to go buy another bottle. Wow, that's good. All right, next book on the list, Adam Silvera. He writes the most heartbreaking novels. But History Is All You Left Me destroyed me. Again, this is a young adult fiction about a boy named Griffin whose boyfriend dies in a drowning accident. Well, not his boyfriend, his ex-boyfriend dies in a drowning accident, and he's already super sad that they're not together, and that his boyfriend moved on and was dating somebody else. So when Theo dies, Theo's new boyfriend comes to his funeral, and Griffin learns all this stuff about, like, their relationship, and it's just a really good story. Like, there are so many twists and so many, like, ups and downs, and all the emotions that you experience through Griffin's eyes. So it's just a really good read, and I think I read this in probably like 4 days, and I cried probably every day as I read it, because Adam Silvera just has a really good way of writing that just makes you super sad, and his books are always tragic. I don't know why he likes to break our hearts, but he likes to break our hearts. That's literally how I feel all the time. My heart is broken. Like, my heart was broken reading this book. And I'm not kidding. Like, I cried all the time, and I probably will cry for a while when I read this. If I ever read it again, which it is on my TBR for next month, because I kind of want to read it again. There's a few books that I do want to reread, and this is one of them, because the mark it left in my heart is so deep. The next book that's one of my favorites is also by Adam Silvera. They both die at the end. I obviously don't have to give you any, like, spoilers, because the name of the book already tells you how the book ends, and it's such a good book. Like, I don't know, Adam Silvera has a really good way of storytelling, and his, like, versions of, like, the world and how he sees things is so, it's just so good. Like, and again, yes, this is a young adult novel. Basically, so yes, this is a young adult novel. It's basically about a boy named, so young adult novel, basically in this world where everybody knows, like, when you're gonna die. Like, you get a phone call the morning of, or the night of, no, the morning of, before you're gonna die, and it, like, tells you you're gonna die today. They don't tell you how you're going to die, and they don't know, like, what time it's going to happen, but just know that you're going to die. And it's basically, he's created this whole world where, like, apps and stuff are all focused on this being your final day. So Mateo meets somebody on this, basically, like, Tinder for people that are going to die today. And they meet and they hang out, and it's, again, one of those, like, queer fiction books, and I just love those. I love reading books about queer people. It just makes me happy. It fits me and it just resonates with me. And they basically like hang out and they get to know each other, and this relationship develops all within a day. This book is all in one day. And that was trippy for me too, because I was like, whoa, this book only takes place in a day and it's this kind of thing. It's such a good book. Definitely a 10 out of 10 recommend on my list. All right. So the last series that I want to talk about, another of my favorite series is the Darkest Mind series by Alexandra Bracken. Oh, another great series. The Mortal Instruments is a great series and had a good chance to be a really good movie series. Unfortunately, didn't go that way and flopped. And then the TV show Shadowhunters was decent. Like it was an alright show, but it also didn't get as much hype. And I know they changed a lot of the stuff. I didn't really get that much into the show because I just wasn't buying it, I guess. But I could see why people did like it, and I could see why they were intrigued by it. The Darkest Minds. The movie for The Darkest Minds I thought was spot on. I thought it was super great. I thought the acting, the character selection, it was just great. So obviously you need to know what The Darkest Mind is about. Darkest Minds is about a young girl by the name of Ruby who learns that she has these powers. They live in the future, like the near future, where children that have survived this sickness all have these weird like abilities, and Ruby has one of the most dangerous ones of them all, and she hides it for a lot of the story, which is problematic for her because she gets into a lot of like trouble and people try to kill her, and people with her specific powers get killed. They don't let them live in these rehabilitation camps that they put the other kids in. They kill them, and that's how they like get rid of them. But this is one of like my favorite series. I devoured the series in probably a week. Like I read all these books in about a week, and I don't regret it. Like I do not regret it. I think these were great books. They were obviously, again, young adult fiction, but I love them. Like I love young adult fiction. It just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to grow up, or maybe I just want to be a kid forever. Great book. Great book series. And between the two series, it's really hard for me to choose a favorite book out of those. I think for The Darkest Minds, it would probably be the first one, because the first one was so heartbreaking. Like if you've seen the movie or if you've read the books yourself, you know how it ends, and you know that it's not a happy ending on the first book. So if you read that and then you had to wait a year or however long it took for Alexandra Bracken to write the next one, or for the next one to come out, like you were probably sitting there in limbo, like wondering what in the world was going to happen, and you were probably really upset. Guys, this is some really good wine. Really good wine. Good God. Matsu El Picardo. 14.5% alcohol. Like, such good wine. Such good wine. Alright guys, well if you made it through this video, this was the first episode of Cozy Wines and Reads. Sorry I'm a little awkward because I haven't done this before, but I'm trying to find my groove. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications for when I post the next video. I think the next video is going to be a month of March book haul, because I bought a lot of books this month, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys. I love you.